Hi everyone, this is Yana Smakula. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have one of my favorite embossing techniques to share. It combines stamping, ink blending, and 3D embossing to create beautifully detailed floral cards with lots of texture and dimension. I'll also show you an easy variation that doesn't require any stamping at all. I'm using Altenew's beautiful Sakura Blossoms Bundle, which includes a large stamp set, coordinating coloring stencils, and a gorgeous 3D embossing folder. The stamp set itself is quite unique. It's one of the Altenew's oversized 8.5 by 11 stamp sets, allowing you to stamp enough images to create 4 A2 cards in a single impression. There are already some wonderful videos showing how to use it that way, so today I wanted to do something a little different. Instead, we're going to focus on the embossing folder and a technique I like to call ink blend before you emboss. It's an easy technique that adds incredible texture to your cards while letting the embossed design do most of the work. The bundle is also currently available at a discount, and Altenew has generously offered my viewers 30% off these oversized stamp bundles. If you'd like to take advantage of the promotion, you'll find my coupon code and all of the details in the video description below. Let's get started. To begin, I'm stamping one of the floral clusters onto an A2 panel of Nina Solar White cardstock using Altenew's Stamp Wheel 2.0. Before placing the stamp, I actually used the embossing folder as a guide to figure out the best placement. It's a small step, but it makes a big difference because you want your stamped image, your panel, to fit inside the embossing folder later. I'm stamping with VersaFine Clear ink in Nocturne, one of my favorite black inks for crisp detail. Because I'll be doing ink blending next, I don't want the black ink to smear, so I'm coating it with clear embossing powder and heat setting it. You certainly don't have to emboss the outline. You could simply heat set the ink with your heat tool or even stamp the image the night before and let it dry naturally. I like the clear embossing because it adds just a little extra shine and gives the black outline a richer, darker look. Now for my favorite part, adding color. I'm using the coordinating coloring stencils included in the bundle. These aren't layering stencils in the traditional sense. Instead, each stencil colors a different portion of the image, making it incredibly easy to build up color without any detailed coloring. For the flowers, I'm blending Pink Diamond and Pink Delicious. The trick is to concentrate the darker pink toward the center of each petal and gradually fade it toward the tips. That soft transition gives the flowers a beautiful, airy look with very little effort. There are 4 stencil layers for the flowers and 2 more stencil layers for the leaves. You could absolutely color these flowers with alcohol markers, colored pencils, or watercolors if that's your preferred medium, but the stencils make the process incredibly quick while still giving beautiful results. I'm speeding this part up because the same blending process is repeated across all stencil layers. For the leaves, I'm using Bamboo and Olive, again keeping the darker shade near the base of each leaf to create depth. The bundle also includes a stencil for the flower centers, but I decided to skip it this time. Instead, I'll come back later with a white pen to add tiny white dots. Although texture paste would also look beautiful here if you wanted even more dimension. With all of the ink blending finished, it's time for the magic. I'm placing the panel inside the embossing folder and using a small loop of tape on the back to keep it perfectly aligned while I send it through my Platinum 6 die cutting and embossing machine. My sandwich is Platform A, Platform B, the embossing folder with the paper inside, and 1 cutting plate. Every die cutting machine is a little different, so always check the recommended sandwich for your machine and don't force it if it feels too tight. And here's the reveal. This embossing folder creates gorgeous, deep details that instantly bring these flowers to life. But we're not done yet. Now we're going to take this technique one step further by adding color to the background. If you've watched my videos before, you know how much I love colorful backgrounds, and this embossing folder is perfect for this technique. I am applying several shades of teal ink directly onto the recessed side of the embossing folder, then placing my embossed panel back inside and running it through the machine again. I usually repeat this process 2 or 3 times to build up the color gradually instead of trying to get the full coverage in one pass. As I'm applying the ink, I'm also watching the flower centers. If I notice the ink collecting there, I simply wipe it away with my finger, a paper towel, or a cotton swab before embossing again. That little bit of cleanup helps the flowers looking bright and fresh and just prevents the background ink from getting onto your flowers. Now, if you struggle deciding which side of the embossing folder you need to ink, look for the label. See, it says Altenew. That's the side that you need to ink. Once finished, the background transforms from plain white into a soft blended sky that makes the flowers really stand out. And we didn't need to do any masking to do this. I finished the card with a sentiment from the same Sakura Blossoms stamp set and a few mother of pearl gems. But I wanted to show you another variation of this technique. This time, I'm skipping the stamping completely. Instead, I'm using the first layer together with the embossing folder to determine exactly where my blended design needs to go. I definitely recommend starting with stencil layer number 1. I actually tried beginning with the leaves first, which is stencil layer number 5, and it made aligning the remaining layers much more difficult. The blending process is exactly the same as before, so I'll speed this up. Without the stamped outlines, the finished flowers have a much softer, no-line colored look. After adding the white pen details, I embossed the panel exactly the same way and once again add ink through the embossing folder. For this background, I wanted a softer gradient, so I'm mainly using dewdrops with a little bit of aqualicious near the top to suggest a subtle sky. One thing you will notice is that the freshly applied ink may look a little bit blotchy at first. Don't panic. Give it a few minutes to absorb into the cardstock and you'll see the color even out beautifully as it dries. I finished this second card with the same sentiment and a few more mother of pearl gems. Here are both finished cards. I actually have a third one as well. Even though these cards use the same embossing folder and the same basic technique, they have completely different looks. One with a crisp stamped outline and one with a soft no-line coloring. I hope this gives you a few new ideas to try with your embossing folders and stencils. If you do give this technique a try, I'd love to see what you create. Be sure to tag me on social media. As always, you'll find links to all the supplies along with more photos and information in the video description and on my blog. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. Love you guys, and I'll see you again soon.